Hi Melissa, welcome. Welcome, hi Joel. Hey, so I'll just let you all come in. So you've changed location now over to the other side of the world, and quite funny because watching Brooke and in her wonderful light clothing, and here's me in my woolly jumper in the UK, absolutely freezing cold. So yeah, really cold here today in the UK and very, very rainy. So I really wanted to scope from outside, but today I'm scoping from inside. Hi everybody, I'll just wait for a few of you to come in before I begin. It's today I'm taking things steady and I'm taking things slow. This is a vow to me. Hi, I am not going to rush this scope. I'm just going to make sure that I get in all the bits that I need to get in. So deep breaths. Deep breaths. How's everybody today? And if you want to let me know where you are, then that would be wonderful. This is such a wonderful, wonderful time to be involved in such a great weekend, and I just feel so grateful that this is happening. So globalmeditationscope.com. If you're not already following it, then please do. Between the 10th and the 12th of June 2016. I had to think about the year then. I will be scoping at this time, 2:30 on the 10th until 3:30, and I will be doing a yoga nidra, a full yoga nidra practice. So I'm really excited about that. There's all the information there. Please do check it out. And remember also, we have our wonderful, wonderful global meditation shop, and I'm going to show you this on the computer seeing as I'm inside. Welcome, thank you for joining. Please do give a share, follow me, follow everybody on here, and follow and share on Twitter, Facebook, and wherever. This information really does need to get out there, and it's very important that it does. Hi Steph, welcome everybody. I scope at this time, usually I'm quite lucky. Hi Brooke. Wonderful scope, my darling. It was lovely. It was great to hear what you had to say. I felt fully enlightened after that, my love. It was beautiful and very calm. So I'm taking a leaf out of your book. So this is our wonderful shop. I'm lucky enough to have this fantastic moonlight in there. So do check it out. Brooke was just speaking about the shop. It's really wonderful. There are tools there for you to, if you're not a meditator, like she gave some wonderful advice on the last part of the Perry train. Not everybody can meditate without having something with them, to whether it's to watch, to fiddle with, doing some traticum, staring at a candle flame, playing with mala beads, whatever it is. There's a need behind it sometimes, and especially if you're beginning. So we've got these beautiful bracelets by Melissa, we've got my candles here, we've got some wonderful tea kits and some singing bowls, and the list goes on and on and on, and it's really, really beautiful. So it's globalmeditationscope.com/shop. So give it a look. I'll show them all off so I'm not forgetting anybody. Some lovely oils, some lovely malas. It's just beautiful, it really is. We've got some great stuff. A lot of them custom made especially for GMS. So that was a bit of a quick show. So I'm going to turn this around on me now. And I was just saying to everybody, as you in her lovely, I've got that light again, haven't I? In her lovely summer clothes, and here's me in my freezing cold winter jumper in June in the UK. It's so cold today, it's unreal. So let me know, it's just, I missed that bit. I wasn't looking at the the list coming up there. I was too busy with what I have to say. So I want to start with a little bit about me. That's not self-indulgence. This just gives you an idea about what it's about and why I meditate, and why it's important to me. My name, if you don't know me and you don't follow me, is Indra. I work with the nature kingdom and mainly the fairy energy and the elementals. No, I am not crazy. That is what I do, and that is my love. I scope most of the time from the woods, and I talk very freely about my connection with the nature kingdom and the fairies. So if you check out my website, silent-moon.co.uk, that is me. And I work creating flower essences by the light of the moon. So I work with the moon. I hear you. I work with the moon energy, and I work with the moon cycles, and I do meditations now and again. I am also a yoga therapist, and I have a big connection with Brooke there because I work with addiction. My day job is playing with the fairies, and my nighttime job is working with addicts. I'm a fairy girl too. And I create moon elixirs. So check me out on my website, and that is my form of healing that I share not only with myself but with everybody out there. So what I do in my day job, I'm very lucky, is I basically heal, 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 whether I'm healing myself or I'm healing others. So let me go into a little bit about my background with healing. And like I said, I don't want to get too self-indulgent, but I want to give you an idea of what it means to me. I would say interesting is the right word there. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful living environment. Her husband is living in a sober living environment. Nice working with the moon is awesome. Yeah, absolutely. The moon is I have a huge connection with the moon, and I work, most flower essences are made in, what addicts do you work with? I'm going to tell you in a minute. Most flower essences are made by sunlight, but I was given a huge message a couple of years ago to work with Moonlight, and so I went with that, and they've been very successful, so it's great. By fairy energy, well, fairy energy is elemental energy, so basically I work in the woods a lot and I create in the woods, so I work with the energy of the nature kingdom. So I work with fairy, like some people work with angels, I work with elementals, so I feel and I hear and I listen and I get guided. And as the first lady that was on, our lovely lady, Nicola, I think it's Nicola, please do tell me if I'm wrong, she was talking about getting signs and messages and the psychic ability, and I do get messages and I do listen, and that is what the healing part of it was about to me. So I'm going to go into the addiction side of things, because many people do connect with the addiction side of things and the healing side. I was anorexic for a number of years throughout my teenage life, and I do compare that to alcoholism and drug addiction because it has a very similar energy to it. It's a controlling way of being within your life. I found yoga and I found nature and I found meditation, and to me yoga doesn't start with physical forms. It starts with being and allowing yourself to be centered. Angels, yes, angels. And it isn't about sitting in Chin Mudra with your hands in Chin Mudra and your legs crossed. To me, it's about allowing yourself just to feel authentic in a way, and do meditation in a way that is right for you. So, hello Vanessa. So we talk about the mind, we talk about breathing, we talk about healing, we talk about listening and creating. All those things are important to people who meditate. You don't have to do a specific thing. I spoke yesterday on the Scope about those 5 themes, which I think are absolutely wonderful. But healing itself is one that I started with, and it was actually through breath work. It was very important to me because I was suffering. So I needed to find a way of actually might sound a bit crazy, but actually trying to step out of myself, step away from this body and allow myself to really look from the outside in. So when I teach meditation, when I teach Yoga Nidra, I do often add my little twist to it because that is what helped me, and I use what helped me. So I talk a lot about witnessing. I talk a lot about witnessing the breath, witnessing where you are at that point in time from the outside. So we all know how it feels to be a witness. Every one of us has witnessed something in our lives. Oh, thank you, my love. So if you can close your eyes now, and you can, even as I'm talking to you right now, if you're not driving, please, you can just sit and you can close your eyes and you can witness what is going on within you right now. You can, okay, 5 minutes. You can witness, that's gone quick. You can witness your hand energy. You can witness your feet. You can witness the feeling within your body. It doesn't have to be a connection. You don't have to feel that intimate connection. You can step out and you can really, really witness who you are, even from the outside looking inward. I do small ones from home, but I am open to doing more. And that is something that I've left the universe, Brooke, to actually just bring to me and put out there. If people want me, I will be there. That's just the way that I've looked at it, and I would share my work with people that way. I'm very much into writing, and I write a lot, so I love to get my word across through writing. I also have done a lot of work with children as well, children who not only have eating disorders but self-harm. It's unfortunately a very common thing right now. So it has a very similar way. It's just about allowing themselves to detach from what they are feeling. And I know it sounds really hard and it sounds really crazy. And I noticed somebody on Brooke's Scope. Let's do it. Great. It'll be wonderful, Brooke. I noticed somebody on Brooks saying, Scope saying, because I was watching people, what they were saying, and just to connect, in case she missed it, I wanted to sort of pick up on it. Somebody was saying that they find it hard to get away from the mind, and this is very, very common. It's so common. And don't feel that you're crazy because you can't get away from your mind. What I will be doing on the 10th at 2:30 is taking you into that place, and I am 98% sure that I can take you to that space. I am that confident that I can do that, because I have pretty much got the results from people who suffer from addiction and do go through that feeling of agitation and hatred, and they hate meditation and they can't stand being in that space, because what meditation does, it brings up the energy of it brings up the crap basically to the surface for it to be released. Many people walk away. This lady is next, Janelle. I hope I've said that right, my love, but please follow Sassy Survivor there, and she is next, and we need to follow, you need to follow her. This scope has gone so fast. I can't believe it. I do scope for a long time though, usually. So when the stuff comes to the surface, it comes up to be cleared. So that is the time when people tend to run away from meditation. They feel the pain, they feel the hurt, and they run away. When it comes to the surface, that is when we need to look at it. That's when we need to work with it. And that is when we need the support of people who, not just been through it, but people who are there to hold the space for you. And I know a number of people, even if I'm going through my shit, I know people who can help me and support me. Even though we're meditators and we're good at doing it and facilitating it, we also need support. All of us need to have that support around us, and certainly on Periscope you can get that. So please do tune in between the 10th and the 12th, and this is a wonderful, wonderful thing for people. Follow this lovely lady here, she's going to be up next. This is wonderful for everybody, especially for people who have never meditated before. It's a free chance for you to give meditation of all types a go, just to indulge yourself into a weekend of loveliness, whether it's movement, whether it's breathing, whether it's listening, whether it's creating, whether it's healing. All of it is just fantastic. So, oh, you're so welcome. I feel like my scopes are usually about 30 minutes long, so I'm thinking, wow, I've done like 30 minutes. Where's that gone? It's crazy. I want you to do something for yourself today before I leave here. It's a big one for me. My first thing that I did on Periscope, which was in April, actually it was on August last year, but I started in April last year, was to get people to write down 10 things that they loved about themselves. I want you to do that today. Not about what you love about your daughter, not what you love about your son, not what you love about your family or your environment. Write down 10 things that you love about you and who you are. If it's your hair, if it's your eyes, whatever it is, just write it down and see how far you get. Don't say that, please. Start with number 1 and you'll be there. And then I invite you to do it every day for 30 days. 10 things you love about you. Do it tonight or do it today, whenever. Hi Greg, welcome my love. Just do it. 10 things you love about you. About you, not about somebody else, about you. And do it from your heart. Do it fast, do it quick. It doesn't matter, just write it down and it will really, really support your day. It's a 10, yes, 10. Why is 10 such a hard number? 11 if you want, 12, but no less. No less, no less. Okay, lovely Janelle setting up there. So when she's set up, go over and follow her. And we'll just continue this fantastic Peri train that's going on. Great suggestions, you're a lovely soul. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really went on the wave of your scope there. It was beautiful, and it was lovely that we do very similar things. I didn't know that about you, so you learn something every day. And I do feel that when working in addiction world, in the addiction world, is quite a tough place to work sometimes. And thank you, Steph. Steph's one of my yogi students. She comes to my house for yoga, so she's a beautiful, beautiful lady. So, hello from Ireland. So, yeah, so addiction it's a real, to me, it's a real calling, because it's quite a hard space to be in sometimes, and it takes a lot of protection and a lot of open-heartedness, and especially when you work in hospitals where you've got to follow rules and sometimes you don't always agree with them and you want to step out the box a little bit and you can't always do that. So yeah, it's also about keeping myself centered so that I can work and I can support other people in those spaces. So like I say, healing through meditation, it's an amazing thing. Go away, do those 10 things. Do them tonight, do them whenever. Just write down 10 things quick. Don't even think about it. I get people to do it in my yoga sessions sometimes before the practice. I've had an eating disorder. Oh, you're new here, welcome. Yes, I've had an eating disorder, which I do class as an addiction because it's very, very similar. I've also been involved, I've taken drugs in the past. I've also been involved with people who have taken heavy drugs and class A drugs, and I've been in the situation. So I do know what it's like, and I do know that it's a very, very tough world to be in, and I feel very privileged that I can support those people. And strangely enough, I came from a town that's further up north from this place that I live in, Harrogate in North Yorkshire. And Harrogate was the place where I came to hospital, where I healed. And weirdly, I am actually here working in the hospital where I healed. So it's gone full circle. My life, I was there at 18. It's a very tricky world. I was 4.5 stone, yeah, full circle. 4.5 stone in the US, what would that be, £90? 18 years old and £90. On death's door, I collapsed on the street in front of my mother. I had to have my heart pumped and brought back to life. I was not meant to go. They needed me here. So that is partly why I'm here. That is partly why I'm wanting to share in the Global Meditation Scope. And when I am going to be doing the scope, I am going to be actually doing the meditation that I teach with addiction. So I'm going to be doing that for you. I'm going to be giving you basically the hour-long addiction yoga nidra that I do. Goodbye from Ireland and have a good day. And you too, Brandy. I think it said Brandy. Yeah, Indra, very powerful stuff. Yeah, and people do relate. And I like to tell my story because it helps people, and it's important to do that. It's important to speak from the heart, and why it is that I can support people, and why it is that I can help heal people. Heart is up for this lovely soul. Thanks, Brooke. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. I tend to have to drink a lot on scope because I get a dry mouth. So yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be, and it's a lovely, lovely energy to work in. And even though not always easy, it's lovely to see the results. Meditation really does support people, not only in the addiction world, but the mental health world. It's a very, very powerful place, and a very powerful facility to have, or something that, you know, a lot of hospitals now do have, and that's a wonderful thing. And also, excuse me, and also mental health. They're offering it a lot more. I don't know what they do in the US, but certainly in the UK, it's becoming part of the culture to have it. How are you, dear? The dear one. So, is our lovely Janelle on? Did I miss anything? Let me know if she is, or I'll keep talking. So, all of you must go away and do your 10 gratitudes for self, and I invite you not to bring anybody else into that either. Yes, she's on. Okay, go and follow the train. It was lovely to see you all, and my meditation is on 2:30 on the 10th till 3:30, Yoga Nidra, hopefully from the woods. Love you loads. See you soon.